I actually just tried recording this, and it took me an hour, and I'm not going to record an hour-long thing again. So, I'm going to do long story short. I met my ex-boyfriend, 2 years ago. June 28th, 2012. Please keep that date in your mind. Really, really important. Um, it was going good between us. Really, really good. We ended up getting into a lot of fights. He became very abusive towards me. I have cuts from him. You can see there's a scar right there from him. There's much more on my stomach. His cuts. I lost my family. I lost my best friend because of him. Um, um, the first time we broke up, in February, a few days before Valentine's Day, of 2012. Wait, no, 2013. We got into a fight. For that, we used to go walking around Hobby Lobby all the time. I liked the arts and crafts stuff. I love painting. I have an obsession with panda bears, and there was a stuffed panda that was holding a red heart that said "I love you." He was going to get it for me. Um, we went back to go get it, and it was gone. I guess someone else got it. We didn't know. Didn't really care. Um, then, of course, our fight came. He started beating me up. He stabbed me with his keys. His keys broke. There's a scar on my arm somewhere over here, but you can't really see it because it's small. Okay, anyways. I started packing my stuff, and at the bottom of the stairs was the panda. What a coincidence. There was the panda with a thing of roses. I broke down crying. Yeah. And, moved back home with my mom. We have a large family, so it was quite crowded. I got a call. I ended up the next day going to meet my other ex-boyfriend. Brett actually called me asking if I could meet him at the McDonald's by the East Town Mall to talk. I saw him walking towards my car, my mom's car, and I had my ex-boyfriend in there. I got out of the car. He completely ignored me, seeing that I had my ex with me. My ex did the most shittiest thing anyone can do. He rolled down his window and said, "Hey dude, I like your hair." They almost got in a fight. That night I got a call from one of the girls I used to babysit for asking me if I still have her son's backpack in my car. I actually had to go to Brett's house anyways to get my stuff. I did go there. I knocked on the door, asked if I could look in the car for a backpack. He let me. I grabbed my stuff. I asked him for a cig. He came out with me, had a cig with me, and he ended up kissing me again, telling me he loves me, and he was sorry for abusing me. He's done that several times. That wasn't the first time he's hit me. We've been physical with each other since the 3rd month we started dating. and that was in June, and we broke up in February of 2013. I ended up going back to his house that night. Got back together with him. It was going good. We got kicked out of his dad's house due to more fights. There was a time where we were going to his aunt's house, but we were in a fight, and I tried jumping out of the car to get away from him, but he would pull my hair so I couldn't leave the car, and he started punching me, and he got me a ring. I chucked the ring out of the car. He started hitting me more. Very, very abusive relationship. He tried killing me a few times. We moved in with his aunt. His aunt ended up kicking me out due to walking out of the shower with the water still running for a split second that I had to go grab something, and leaving strawberries by her computer. So I moved in with our friend James. Brett didn't have to do that. He moved in with me. We have a white Siberian Husky with us. His name is Spike. We took him to the dog park in Deep here. And see, when I'm in a car, I like driving with my music loud. So I had the radio up, I had Brett with me, and I had our dog Spike. And we were on our way to the Deep Here Dog Fest. Didn't do anything about the music at first. Then we got to the dog park. We were there for a good 2 hours. I did not see Brett there once. I was playing with Spike. That was it. And then I called, said out loud, screamed it, saying, "I'm leaving. If you're going to want to go home, get in the car now or I'm going to leave." I got in the car with Spike. A few minutes later, Brett showed up, and he had a really, really long stick with him, and it was sharpened at both ends. He tried putting it in my car, but I told him to take it out. He got pissed at me and chucked it. Again, that car ride, I listened to music really loud. I had the radio on really loud and the windows down. Brett got pissed off at that, I guess, and tried shutting off the radio. He shut off the radio 3 times. I turned it back on, and I was going at least 55. And Brett jumped out of the car. Managed to take Spike with him while jumping out of the car. I tried turning around, telling him to get back in the car so we could go home. He told me to leave him alone. I left him. I decided to pack a bag of clothes so I could give us a few days away from each other. His mom came to pick him up, called me telling me I need to get back to the apartment, or he's going to call the cops on me for stolen vehicle. The funny thing is, the vehicle was underneath both of our names. I went back. I told her she needs to leave. This was a few days before Mother's Day. We started talking. He started packing my stuff up. I pushed him away. I told him that I was the one kicked out of his aunt's house. The one who moved in here. He could move back in his aunt's house. He kept packing my stuff up. I pushed him away from it. He pinned me up to the bathroom wall and started choking me. Like, his hand all the way around my neck. I had fingerprints from there. Held me off the ground. It was tough. I managed to push him off me. Then I tried running down to the car to leave. He beat me there. I tried getting in. He started slamming the door on me. I have cuts on me from the door. I tried running back upstairs. He called the cops saying I was trying to steal a vehicle that was not mine. And A few minutes later, the cops came. I was in blood. I was already bruising. I had a handprint, like, where all my hands are, right there, like, besides my thumb, like, that. And underneath where my thumb was, I had handprints on me, cuts, bruises, blood, everything. I was waiting for the cops to come upstairs and talk to me. I heard them downstairs talking to one of the people that lived in the same apartment building who managed to happen to see everything that he did to me outside by the car. Cops came upstairs to make sure I was okay. They told me he was going to jail. They took Fred away, brought him to jail. That was a few days before Mother's Day. Um, he went to jail for strangulation, suffocation, and battery towards me. My dumbass didn't press any charges against him, but he still has it on his record. We broke up then. For 5 months. I ended up going down the wrong path. I started doing drugs and tripping, taking shrooms and all that. I didn't care. I thought my life was over after I lost him. 5 months later, September comes around. I was at the mall with two of my friends, and they saw him. And I put it together that he's working now. He'll get done at 8 or 9. And it came around 8. I stayed in my car and waited for him to be done with work. Half hour later, he comes outside asking if he wants to talk. To my surprise, he talks to me. We were sneaking around in his car for 2 weeks. This is the last 2 weeks of September. There was days where we would sleep in the parking lot of Thunder Lodge. And we ended up telling his aunt that we were back together. She let me move back in because I was pregnant. I was pregnant with my first kid. But he was the dad. We ended up getting the upstairs apartment from his aunt. I ended up going to jail 2 weeks after that for not paying tickets. While I was in jail, he ended up cheating on me with one of the girls he works with. He came straight forward and told me that. I give him props for that. We tried working it out. It didn't work. Yeah. It was hard, but I'm sorry. Got into lots of fights, got very abusive again. I was starting to show. Punched me in my stomach. Straight in my stomach where I could not breathe. I ended up living at a homeless shelter for girls who were pregnant. One of the girls there hated my guts, got me kicked out. I ended up sleeping at a park close by Brett's house. During the winter, all I had was sweatshirt, sweatpants, and that's it. Shoes, socks, that's it. That's what I slept in. He didn't care. We got back together after my birthday. Moved back in. It was really great. Really, really great. He got me a cat, a black cat named Max. And we started fighting again, abusively. I'm not even gonna cry. It's not worth it. I got really sick one night. He wanted to go out drinking with his cousin. Um, I was really, really sick. He just came straight home from work, started getting ready to go out drinking with his cousin, didn't even come check on me. Nothing. Um, Told him to have a good time, but he's like, yeah, I will. Started yelling at each other. Um, chucked 2 cigs at me and then broke them. Um, he went downstairs to his aunt's place, which is where his cousin lived, too. Um, I was really pregnant at the time. He didn't care. He started punching me in the stomach. His cousins came up after they got done drinking, and they were completely drunk. They started yelling at me, and I said, screw it, I'm done. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And they thought I meant killing myself. So they called the cops on me, saying I was trying to kill myself. The cops took me to the mental institution. Yay me. Um, I tried explaining that to them, that I was saying I was done with him, not my life. They didn't believe me, so I was in there for 3 days. I didn't really care. I got away from him. I moved back home. Then I ended up working for the girl I used to nanny for again. Ended up back with Brett. Ended up being very abusive again. Tried killing me. I have stab marks on my stomach. He tried killing me with a sword. Tried cutting me open to get the kid out. I ended up leaving him. I told him to drive me to his dad's house. He did. He's. I asked him if we could talk. He started slamming me in the car door again. I fell on the ice, hit my head, broke my head, cut my head open a little bit. He dragged me inside the house with my arms. I managed to get up. Slammed the door on him in between the doors. I tried calling the cops on him. He cut the phone cord so I could not do anything, broke my phone. I ran upstairs telling him that he's not gonna have anything to do with our son. And when I said that, he got really mad, started running up the stairs, grabbed me by the feet, pulled me down, and begged me not to take his son away from him. And I wasn't gonna do that. And then he ended up leaving me. And June 28th, like I told you, our son was due June 29th of this year, in 2014. I had him June 28th. That was the worst day of my life. He broke up with me in April, and I had to do everything by myself. I loved him. We were going to get married. We were having a kid together. Now, June 28th of this year, my little boy came. We had one of the worst days of my life. An amazing day. Oh, I wanted to take care of him so much. I could not afford my son. I ended up putting him up for adoption. I love him so much. It's an open adoption. I get to see him. His name is Eli. The dad wants nothing to do with us. He doesn't even want to see his son. And yet he begged me not to take his son away from him. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, was leave the guy I loved and give up my rights to my son, which I had to do yesterday. Everything came crashing down. I lost my son. I really wish I could have my son with me. I'm only 20. I can't afford to take care of him. His new family. God, I love them so much. They were there for the birth and everything. And when his new dad held him, I cried. I cried. He finally has a dad that loves him. I could not be happier with my decision. He finally has a dad and a family that can take care of him. And a dad that loves him. I love him. If you're going through this, or something similar like this, if you're going through an abusive relationship, or you're pregnant and doing it alone, you're not. You're not doing anything alone. No one is alone. No one. I had so many people there for me. I really did. And I'm really happy I did. I lost so much. I lost the guy I supposedly loved. I lost my family. I lost my best friend. I lost my dog. I got it all back. Besides my ex. I'm not going back. You're not going through this alone. No one is ever alone. If you are going through this and you feel alone, just find me on Facebook. Sammy Ann, SAMIE. I'm there for you. Everyone was there for me. I'm not gonna let anyone go through this alone. I went through being pregnant alone. I'm not gonna let anyone else do it. Ever. I've been abused for 2 years. It's hard to get out of, I understand. But you're not alone in it. And if you're pregnant and you don't want your child, do not do abortion. Please do not do that. I give 2 people who cannot have kids something amazing. My son's name is Eli. They kept the name. I get to see him 3 times a year. I get monthly updates and pictures. I still get to see my son and be a part of his life. He is something special to me. He has saved my life. My son has saved my life. If I would not have had my son, I probably would still be with my ex. I would probably be dead right now. I almost died to protect my son. I took beatings for him. You're not alone in this. Make the right decision. I lost my family and my friends over a stupid, pathetic guy who would abuse me, thinking that he was the right one. And he wasn't. You're not alone in this. I know I keep saying that, but you're not. If you need help, just message me a comment on here. And if you're watching all of this and my stupidity of crying, thank you. I'm not asking for sympathy at all. I do not deserve it. I tried leaving him many times, and he broke my phones. He would not let me leave, and when I was able to leave, I went right back to him. If you want to know more about my story, just please ask. I'm not scared to say it all. I just made a long story short. I was abused. I almost died. I lost everything. And I gained everything. And now I have a wonderful son. And I'm still part of his life. Be careful who you trust. Trust is a hard thing. No guy should ever hit a girl no matter what. I don't give a shit if that girl hits you first. You do not hit a girl. If you have anything else, I'm not sure I'm missing anything out. I was against adoption at first. I wanted to prove everyone wrong. That I could do it. But I can't. I'm only 20. And if you're my age and you have a kid, and you're out partying, and drinking, and smoking, make sure your damn kid has everything first. I would kill to be able to complain about how tired I am because I was up all night with my kid. I would kill to tell everyone, no, I can't go hang out today. I have to watch my son. Or, yeah, I can, but my son's gonna have to come with. I would kill to go to the park with him. I would kill to change diapers. Kids are not toys. They're not. I would kill to do all of that. I would kill to give up my life for him. I would. Yesterday was my last day seeing him this year. In person. And I had to promise him many things that I've never promised anyone before. I had to promise him I would quit smoking and stop being so fucking stupid. And promise him that I will keep on the right track just so I could be in his life. And I had to promise him I would protect him from all the way over here. I'm in Wisconsin. He's in Illinois. I had to promise him I would protect him. His dad wants nothing to do with him. At all. And his dad and I promised each other that we would not do that. My ex went through that with his family, and we didn't want our son to go through that. If you make a promise to a kid, you keep it. If you're in a relationship and you're hitting someone, knock it off. Because trust me, if I find out, if anyone ever says they're in an abusive relationship, I will hunt that person down that's abusing them, and I will abuse that person myself. Have a taste of your own medicine. It's not lovely. At all. And if you're pregnant alone, I'm here for you. I've had so many people here for me. I'm here for you. It's a hard thing to do. No one said life was easy, and it's not. And that's all I have to say. Again, I'm not here for sympathy or anything. I'm telling my story, a long story short. If you want to know more, or want information about anything, feel free to ask. And that's all I have to say. But if you watched all 28 minutes of this, thank you. I wouldn't either, if you didn't. That's all I have to say. Thank you.